Today's video is how I built multiple streams of income. So as a multimillionaire, I started right away at 17 years old without even knowing I built multiple streams of income. And I'm going to show you how to do it too. So today specifically, I'm going to talk about three things. How many multiple streams should you have? Could you have? How does it going to reach your financial freedom day, your goal? Like, what is your goal in having this? I know it sounds like fabulous. Everybody loves OPM, other streams of income, blah, blah, blah. But really, is it going to get you your goal? And most importantly, the distinctions of kinds of income: passive, pactive, a word I made up, active. How does this different forms of income support you so you aren't exhausted? So let's start with how many streams of income should you have? Well, let's go to your goal. We're going to come back to that. How much money do you want? What do you want per month? Now, let me give you a little bit of a formula. I call it our 12-4-5 formula on how to figure this out. So there's 12 months in a year. There's 4 weeks. Now, we know there's an extra week per quarter. So don't you super analytical people get over, stressed out about it. Just go with my theory here. It's 12 months, 4 weeks, 5 days. It's just to do simple math. So if you want, say, $120,000 a year, then you divide by 12, that's $10,000 a month. Divide by 4, that's $2,500 a week. Divide by 5, that's $500 a day. Now we're talking. Now you say, all right, well, how am I going to generate $500 a day? And by the way, if you want just 100 grand, right at the 100,000 mark, that's $416 a day. Can you tell I've done this a few times? All right. If you want $240,000 a year, that's $1,000 a day, $5,000 a week. Right? 5 times 4 is 20,000 a month. 20 times 12 is 240. Simple math, folks. Simple math. And I want it to be teachable to your kids, right? And while we're here, let me give you a little kids lesson. Kids easily, and I know it's going to shock you, but they can easily do $1,000 a month. And parents go, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Again, subscribe to my channel. I'm making kids millionaires. My kids were millionaires on paper by 10. I completely have the formulas to help you make entrepreneurial kids. So $1,000 a month, divide by 4 is $250 a week, divide by 5 is $50 days. There is not a kid that is older than 7 that cannot do $50 a day. Now, you may say, well, that's remarkable, Laurel. Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you that later. Let's go back to your goal. So what is your monthly goal? What are you doing all this multiple streams of income for? Is it 10 a month, 20 a month, 50 a month, right? As an adult, you better be at least at 10. Right? To have the life you want. And if you're operating in, I can get by on 2 and 3 and 5, I would ask you, why are you compromising your life here on earth? You got one rodeo. You get to play this show one time. Man, make it the biggest show you can make it. People always ask me, why don't you quit? I mean, you've been done for a long time. I've been done since early in my 40s. What I need, because I love it. And here's the other part. I have this little gift from God, and I just stood in line for a very long time. Some people have lots of diverse gifts. I got one. It's I see money and I know money. So I think it'd just be a ripoff if I just sat down and said, I'm not going to help you anymore. And so this little gift from God that I have, which is my knowledge, and when the pandemic hit, my mentor said, Laurel, you and your team have got to get to the front line. Think about yourselves like a SEAL team in training. You have trained for your lifetime for this moment because the world, not just the United States, we have taken our clients through lots of ups and downs in the economy and the markets around the world. 8, 9, 10 is what put me into the world, right? The United States created the greatest global financial crisis in mortgage and real estate. So where did I go? I took off to Canada. I went to Mexico, went to South America, went to Australia. Actually, almost lived in Australia. Now, when I say went, I'm not like those international speakers. I set up shop, right? I get offices, I hire staff, I bring in the crews, and we live and breathe in those countries. So when I say we have international experience, we have it all over the world, except for Antarctica. We haven't hung out with the penguins much. So back to your number. I think the number's critical. I think you got to go for 10 as an adult. It's like a ripoff to go less. You all have an amazing gift. You maybe just haven't brought it to market. So that's why we're talking about multiple streams of income today. So is it 10, 20? Pick your name, pick your goal. And then you got to say, well, is one thing going to get me there? Well, one thing's kind of risky, right? Look at the pandemic. Restaurants got hit hard, right? Any service-based companies got hit hard. Chiropractors, hair salon, nail salons, auto body shops. I've had clients in all these categories and they got hit hard. Those who had multiple streams of income survived a little better and they had more variety. So when we think about multiple streams of income, first let's define income. Typically, what most people think about is not income. They think about, I need money from my job. right? That your money comes from a job. That's the association of most people. Income is a business term. You're going to own a company and it's going to create money, revenue, income, right? So you aren't going to say really money anymore. You're going to say creates income. That's a normal vernacular and conversation that we're going to have. So how many income sources do you want? Now, a lot of people, and there are some books that are just horrible out there that are totally wrong, and they have you diversify into different classes. You need something online, you need real estate, you need stock trading. Actually, this is one person, and you need a book. I'm like, really? You're going to do all four of those? Well, first of all, how do you get a business going? It's called marketing. You have to get people interested in you. So what are you going to be an expert in if you have real estate, stock trading, you're writing a book about God knows what, and then you have an online business that somebody else is running some tchotchke store of coffee mugs? Like, how does that even work together? It makes no sense. But it's amazing how many people are out on the internet, because that's the place to be. And then these idiots tell you to do the wrong thing. So I'm going to teach you database. Database is one of the best assets that you'll ever have. Think about Facebook. What made its valuation so high? What makes WhatsApp's valuation so high? What makes QuickBooks valuation so high? What makes any membership platform? What makes YouTube's valuation so high? Members, subscribing members make valuations. So you have to think, and I was told at 21 years old by one of my greatest mentors, whoever has the biggest and monetized database will win. Well, I actually didn't know what the heck that meant at 21 years old. I was a little farm girl from Nebraska going to college. Databases, like, I don't know, I guess that's like a list of a whole bunch of people, names and phone numbers. And he's like, you're right. So save every business card you have and put it into a database. I didn't know what that was either, so I just put it on a little Excel spreadsheet. A couple years later, I had a clue, and that was by a different mentor. And he said, why don't you use this system? So I used, I think it was ACT, some little system back in the day. So I put all those names in there, and I figured out how to start emailing people. And I would start emailing people, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire. You want to be one too? And my gosh, lots and lots of people. Like, I had 18,000 people in my database before I was 30. And what was I selling them? Not until I was about 27, I was selling Robert Kiyosaki stuff. I became the master distributor of the cash flow game. But again, multiple streams. I'm thinking, well, I just sold the game. Well, why don't I sell the books? And then I'm thinking, well, you know what? Just because they read Robert's stuff doesn't mean they don't want other people's stuff. So I went and I made a deal to market Brian Tracy, Les Brown. Now you know why I have all the kings of the kingdom, right? Bob Proctor, John DeMartini, Keith Cunningham, Sandy Botkin, Jay Conrad Levinson, because everybody needs to market. So I had the guerrilla marketing. So I had 18 brands. My point is I had 18 businesses, very successful people. And I had a little website that was called Choice Performance. And back in the day, you can choose the performance of choice by having any of these books. So I had this whole library, I had all this cool stuff people could buy. And then I got a clue a little bit later, and somebody said, you know this, you've been working with all these people, and could I hire you to mentor and coach me? I'm thinking, sure, I always say yes. And so I didn't even know how to charge people. I just started charging people. I don't even remember. I think it was $200 a month or $300 a month. I charge $5,000 an hour by now, just so you know. But I was a little baby making this stuff up. So I had 18 sources of income because I had 18 companies I had contracts with. And this was when I didn't know anything. This was 1996. And then by 1999, became a real estate and gas and oil millionaire. I want to fast forward to you real estate folks, because I really want you real estate folks to pay attention. You think that the real estate, well, first of all, let's define real estate. Are you an investor or are you a business owner? So I'm an investor, which means it's passive. Now, back in the day, between 2001, really 1999 is when I started my real estate career, which is how I became a millionaire. Between 99 and right before the crash, I was in real estate business, which means I was in 29 markets. I had partners, I had investors. We were doing everything. We were buying total streets. In Oklahoma City, we bought an entire street, both sides, and we rehabbed the entire area, right? So we bought, I don't even know how many carpets and toilets and appliances for the whole thing, and wood. We did all of it. We did bulk buys and bulk purchases. So it was pretty obvious to me how multiple streams of income should happen for a real estate professional, but no one was teaching me this. Again, just kind of made it up. So if you're going to rehab the house, why aren't you also having relationships with all of the providers? Why aren't you also then doing a cleaning company, because somebody has to clean it and stage it? In 2008, 9, 10, a lot of the real estate companies that I was working with, we actually did a kind of version of 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Somebody had to haul all that stuff away. People in 2008, 9, 10 would just walk out of houses. And so I said, well, you can either hire 1-800-GOT-JUNK or you can have your own. So in real estate, why aren't you the complete solution for all of it? From hauling away the junk to being the construction crew, to being the management company, to being the staging and cleaning company, all of it. I mean, if you're really, really good, you also add mortgage to it and you got like a home run. So multiple streams are in associated integrated categories. They're not a whole bunch of scattered stuff, and it's not a bunch of chaos. It's think database. I'm going to attract people because I'm a real estate expert. I'm going to attract people because I'm a trader. I'm going to attract people because I'm a money expert. I'm going to attract people because I am an online revenue generator. I know how to help people online revenue generate. Do you know how many tentacles that one could have? That could have 20 tentacles on how to generate revenue online if you know how to do it. By the way, I'm not saying you have to do all this work. The goal is that you're going to assemble a team to do all this work, and you're just going to own it all. How about that? That's millionaire status. That's multimillionaire status. So before I get to the big point of active, and passive income, I really need you and want you to subscribe, right? This channel with my voice and my content is going to be here every day, every day, every day. So hit that button, subscribe, share it with your friends so you can actually have a really smart money conversation together. All right. Back to the income. Active is active. I mean, not necessarily like you're going to have a job, but your job is active income. But as an entrepreneur, like this business that I do, this education business, it's very active for me. I'm always teaching. I'm always on recordings. I'm always I'm writing another best-selling book, constantly active. Passive, now I just don't like the word. And I kind of pick on the word. That's why I made up this word pactive, because passive in its true form means nothing. And nothing can make nothing. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to invest passively in real estate. Well, you had to wire the money. You're going to get monthly statements about it, or you should be getting monthly statements about whoever you're investing with. Even if you were just in a stock portfolio passively, you're still going to get monthly statements, and you better be listening and watching them. So I just don't believe passive in its true definition exists. So I made up this word pactive, which is how I want you to be, right? I want you to be active making the money. I want you to get that money because that's how millionaires are made. Income, active income invested into what could become passive income, meaning I'm going to invest in real estate and then I wanted this business and this business. I mean, think Shark Tank. You can be these people. That's what I'm teaching you. That's who I am. You can have all these varieties. I have a client, John, in Texas. He came to me with one asset class. He was already a multimillionaire in real estate. He had just sold 12 huge properties and he came loaded with cash. And he said, I want to do it your way. He's in 16 asset classes today. He is having the time of his life with the funnest assets and the most conservative assets, but he chose. So all of that is passive. So now his new job in life, right, because he's not in active real estate anymore, he put all that money to work passively, is now he gets monthly statements. He actually goes out and visits some of his projects, but that's a new way to be, because you want to oversee your investments. That is not passive. That's not sleeping. That's passively managing, which is a word between passive and active. I'd have made it up. So I just want that perspective because I think a lot of people don't realize you're not just going to park your money, pray someone does it, and one day you're magically going to be a millionaire. Doesn't work that way. So what I want to do is give you an amazing free gift. I just put it together recently. It's 21 ways to wealth. And it's in any economy. So how do you recession proof by picking different kind of streams of income? There's a conversation I'll have later in our channel about uncorrelated assets. A lot of people in real estate's the most dangerous one. A lot of people stack all their multiple streams, mortgages, real estate, title companies, trusts. They stack together where if one thing hit, this is 2008, 9, and 10, they were all correlated assets and they fell down. So we're going to teach you how to have uncorrelated assets as we grow together in this channel. So in the description below, there will be a link to go get my 21 Ways to Wealth. Enjoy it. Come back and comment on what you learned and what you're going to do. Talk to you soon.